Welcome, everyone, to DDO Players News Podcast, where we cover the latest news from Dungeons & Dragons Online and, of course, the world of tabletop gaming. This is a special edition of the podcast because we are recording this on Monday night, October 10th at 10:30 p.m. We normally record at 8:30. I had a crazy day today, so we're doing it late, and I have some guests with me. I have two halves of the Damsels of DDO. I've got Saba Jade.
Hello.
And I have Lessa.
And you mean two-thirds.
I was going to say two halves of the Damsels of Jeannie. There's just so much wrong with all these statements. Number one, where's your husband at, Draculetta? You see, I got my wife. She's right over there.
You have me all... See, we were having a conversation before we started recording this, and it was about vegetables and how nasty most of them are, and now I'm all verklempt. I am not a liar.
He's a liar. There were also sheep involved. Anyway, you avoided the question twice now. Where's your husband at?
Now, you know...
Where is he? Where's Pine Leaf Needles? Is it past his bedtime?
It's way past Pine Leaf's bedtime right now. It's way past Pine Leaf's bedtime. So that's why I had to, get you two, and now I'm regretting every minute of it.
Okay, how many times have we been on your show and you say the same thing every time?
I was about to say...
I'm going to regret this.
As I always do. Because this always happens.
He's got short-term memory, I think.
This is like when he plays with us in game, and we drag him somewhere he doesn't want to go.
That's right. I hate this. What are you doing? I hate this. I hate you all.
He plays the whole time, and it's the cutest thing ever.
I hate you all. I'm never playing with you again.
And then he plays the next week. That's
good.
And
then, 2 weeks later, it's like, hey, we're going to do okay.
Draculetta suffers from some sort of short-term memory loss.
Yep.
Something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we do have a little bit of game news, kind of. On Friday's live stream at noon, community manager Cordovan apparently completely lost his mind because he did something he's never done before. He was showing off Update 33 release notes that are going to be on Lamania, probably on Wednesday, he said.
Wow.
This is the first time he's done this.
Because he wasn't drunk at work, was he?
I'm kind of questioning his
Maybe he would have one of Drac's relative smoothies.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, to have a healthy smoothie with Draculetta, you got to put vodka in it.
Just saying, it makes the smoothie that much better.
I'm sure it does.
Is it wrong? Is it wrong?
No, I don't think so.
See, and it is a smoothie, but anyway. And so Saba's going to start talking about cows and dogs now, but it's fine. It's fine. Everybody's like, what are you talking about? Listen to the outtakes. All will be revealed. All will be revealed. So anyway, Update 33 release notes. As I said, he showed this on the live stream. Lamania is currently not available yet, so this is not up. So this is just, we'll call them a preliminary look at the preliminary release notes. The Night Rebels is going to be returning. We all knew that was coming. There are going to be new challenges, and they are going to be taking place in Lord's March Plaza and Hey Weird Foundry. Yes, I did say weird, not wired. So that's apparently
it's going to be odd.
That's apparently the two new dungeons that we're getting for the Night Rebels. And he was asked the questions, are the old dungeons coming back? And he did not answer that.
Oh,
so I guess that's going to be a secret. And these, once again, are going to scale up to CR35. And he did say the challenges are going to be the same as they were last year. They're going to be challenge-based. And they are going to be cosmetic-related. So most of the rewards you're going to get are cosmetics, which is a good thing.
I spent all my time there last event.
I did too.
And I'll probably do it again. There were even things that I didn't get last time that I wanted. There's a ruby that would give you neg levels. Not you, but like your enemies.
Oh right, to put on your weapon.
To put on your weapon. I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted that. I didn't get a chance to grab that one. So if that one's still there, I'll definitely try to get it. And I really like those potions that you drink, and they put light damage on your weapon for an hour.
Right.
And I've timed it just right. I am almost out of my stack. I think they're called iridescent or whatever potions,
yeah, there was
basically.
Something like that. I made a couple of those too.
Yeah, so I'm ready for more. I'm ready for a little restock. I need a nice little stack of 199 this time.
And
bring it on.
Yeah, I did. I really enjoyed the Night Rebels, so I'm glad they're bringing it back. Of course, I'm one of those players that I came after the whole Maybar event, so I never got to experience Maybar that everybody pines about that is not here anymore.
I don't pine.
Who's pining? Nobody's pining.
Okay.
Trust me. Nobody at this table's pining.
But yes, Night Rebels coming back. Then the other thing is, of course, the new deity feats that they talked about. The clerics, favorite souls, and druids will have new deities to follow, and new feats to choose for Eberron-based characters.
Yep.
New feats available for the following: Onatar, Euron, Oleandra, and the Blood of Vol, and then Forgotten Realms-based characters are going to get Alestri and Sylvanius.
It's so funny how you... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say
Yeah, I know. I probably totally butchered every one of those names. I was waiting for you to pipe up.
No, you got the Blood of Vol, right?
Thank you. Yes.
Les, if she read it, could probably say them properly.
Probably. It's too bad I don't have the show notes in front of me. Oh, wait. Do.
Wait.
They're not in the show notes.
No, they're not.
Well, all you got to do is click the link that's in the show notes. Do I have to
Fine.
explain to people how you do everything?
So you're going to take the Blood of Vol, right?
Heck
I mean,
I am.
You're a vampire. You're pretty much obligated to
That's right.
drink blood and hate humans.
I have no choice. I have to do this. Oh, and speaking of that, what is this about you not liking vampires?
Oh, he's calling me out.
I am.
Well, somebody asked me vampires and werewolves, and I obviously chose werewolves.
She's a werewolf.
Yeah.
You obviously chose wrong then.
You chose poorly.
Before the show started, we were watching Bill Maher from this past weekend, and at one point, Bill Maher said, he was talking about the election, but we're not going to go there. He said, it's like choosing between Santa Claus and Dracula. And I said, I know some people that would choose Dracula. And I was thinking of you.
Yeah, he would.
He would. Take my word.
So we don't know a lot about this yet, but what do we think about the deity feats?
I think it's great that they're going to be deities.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool.
Add a little flavor to people's stuff.
Exactly. It had a nice little role-playing layer as well.
Yeah,
it should for you,
yeah.
Drac, because you're a vampire and you'll be like, I follow the blood of the Vol.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So let me ask you this. You'll drink anybody's blood? Half orcs, half elves?
Yeah,
it's all good. Humans?
Not picky. Yeah, it's all blood.
Gnomes? Gnome blood?
Gnomes, it takes at least three gnomes to
You
make
do need
one.
a 3-to-1
That's
ratio for
That's right.
gnomish blood.
Right.
What
Halflings are 2-to-1 because they're a little bit
2-to-1, because you can
2-to-1.
stack.
Like,
We have to stack them vertically.
there you go.
I could hang up.
So it takes talking about blood to get you to hang up. That's the secret.
No, it was the
No.
Mark, trust me.
Yeah, I was just ignoring that. I thought maybe she didn't hear that, but okay. I guess she did. And then other update 33 preview release notes. The airship's proper loading screen now displays when using the far shifter to travel Three Barrel Cove. Didn't realize that was even a thing. So okay.
I thought they were random.
I kind of thought they were random myself too. But apparently not. Apparently that now works. And then I think the big thing that people are going to be excited about is the skill tomes and skill upgrade tomes can once again be exchanged for purified Eberron dragon shards.
Yay!
With the big caveat, other than the ones that you get when you create a character.
Right.
Those
So only the ones you find in game.
Cannot be. They rejiggered those somehow to where they are in the database differently now, so you cannot give those away. So no more exploit for the people that were doing that. But this is why we can't have nice things, as I said. So I know a lot of people were upset when they took that away. And I have a bunch of tomes that I've managed to get from drops that I can't use. So at least now there's something I can do with them.
No, all you gotta do is have the patience to craft.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No, he could sell them on
baby
that.
steps. Oh yeah, you could sell them.
Oh,
as long as they're not bound to you. Yeah.
Yeah, probably could. Yeah. See, I've looked at the new crafting. I don't know. I still can't bring myself to craft. I'm gonna try though. I really am. I'm going to pick one of my characters, and that's going to be
It's not a vegetable, you know.
It's not a vegetable. You can do it. Crafting is a vegetable.
And then
welcome.
There is a Warlock nerf coming. The Warlock Shining Through now gives temporary hit points equal to 8 times your Constitution score rather than 12 times.
So you want to call it a nerf rather than maybe they're toning it down because it's a little overpowered?
I'm just saying it's going to be a Warlock nerf. I don't have a Warlock.
It doesn't say that in the show notes, though.
No, it
labeled
does not
it
say
nerf.
It's a nerf. Well, me and every other person on the forum labeled it a nerf, but yeah.
Well, you take one hit point away from somebody and they're going to say nerf, nerf.
True.
Come on.
Very true. And I will be the first to admit, I love my Warlock. I love my Wolflock. I will admit the Warlocks are a tad bit OP, or can be. It depends how you make them. So I'm fine with this. I mean, really, going from 8 to 12, is it going to make that big of a difference in the long run? I don't think
12
so.
to 8? No.
Yeah,
they're still going to be
I don't
powerful.
think so. Then, of course, the big thing is the monk changes. Saba, would you care to share with us what you think of these monk changes?
Well, I won't really know until I play with it.
Right.
But some things, like I have monks that have all kinds of weapons. Hand wraps, quarterstaffs, shuriken, and kamas. Oh, short swords too. So I'll play with all the different things. I think it's nice that they're giving stances a little more power versus mountain, because it seemed like everybody was doing mountain except for me. So now maybe it'll be spread out a little more and have a couple different builds. One thing I'm wondering about is, what is it? It is the Sting of the Ninja that's in the Ninja Spy tree. It says Ninja Poison now scales with melee power. Well, I put that on my shuriken. That's not going to help me at all. I think it should be a toggle. That's what this thing is. I think a lot of things should be a toggle. Do you want it to be melee power or range power? Or in the case of Henshin Mystic, do you want it to be spell power? Because it used to grant the core abilities for Henshin Mystic, used to be, that's my quarterstaff user, used to grant spell power and spell critical. Now they're going to grant instead an equivalent amount of melee power. I think it should be a toggle. Do you want it to be spell or melee? That's all I have so far.
So
you understood that, right, Drac?
No, not at all.
I don't play a monk, so I don't know.
I don't either.
She just said
didn't understand a word. It sounded awesome. I'm gonna go with
great.
it. 2 thumbs up from me. No clue. Don't have a monk. No idea. But that's why I wanted you on, because I knew you would probably know about these changes. So and I do realize, like I said, Lamani is not up, so nobody has actually physically played with these changes yet. But just reading them on paper, what do you think about them?
I think there needs to be some work, because not everything makes sense to me. I'm not going to say what, but once it comes on Lamania, people will be a little more vocal in what they think needs working and everything. But I will, once Lamania goes, I won't try out any of the new quest or the Night Revel stuff, but I will test all my different monks out and see what I think. So I'll let you know.
Okay. Awesome. Another big thing in these pre-release notes is the Festival Abishai cookies are now working as a set again. So that was a thing that was
nice
last time. So so that is now fixed.
Yeah, I have a caster that has a whole bunch of the sets sitting in her backpack waiting to be used again.
And I think the weirdest thing in these release notes are the ponytails now animate correctly. Then again, didn't realize that was a thing, but apparently it is now fixed.
Okay.
So we should find out more about this, as Lamania and Update 33 is supposed to come up on Wednesday. That's the target date as of now. They were hoping to get it today, but apparently that didn't happen because it's not up. So I did check with I checked on the forums, and I did read, he said they're looking at Wednesday. So, but once again, very strange they chose to do this way and preview these notes on the live stream on Friday. And he did state this is something he was trying to see how it goes, so I guess we'll see. Everybody seemed to like it.
Well, sure, because they do want the release notes before, as soon as they get them. But there's a whole bunch of responses to this, 74, on one thread, and people telling what they think about it, but there's no way they're going to change anything before Wednesday.
Right, yeah. We're going to have to get at least one Lamania build. People are going to have to play it, and then they might change it. And then it depends what it is. So we'll see. So look for Lamania maybe on Wednesday.
Yay.
Anything else about these before we move on? Let's move into our Chronicle this week, issue number 209. Can't believe we're at 209 issues of the Chronicle. The community spotlight is the Tactilicious and Craftalicious is figuring out how to improve his character with the new cane of crafting system in the brand new blog post. So click over and check that out. And we want to give a big congratulations to Mickey over on her YouTube channel. She has hit 30,000 views.
Oh, nice.
That is amazing. So
Congrats.
Awesome job on that, Mickey. That is a lot of views. In the Fansite news section, DDO Cast reviews Update 32 in their latest episode. Click over and give that a watch or a listen. Even Note over on her blog is talking about barbarian invaders, and Ginger Spice and two friends are tackling Vlaya in a new video. So check over and watch that. Our Chronicle question of the week is, what's the difference between Galanda Distillate and Diet Galanda Distillate?
I didn't know that Diet Galanda Distillate existed.
I didn't either.
It must be sugar-free, or...
Maybe it doesn't give you any benefits.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't actually get any spell points back, but
Right,
it will
exactly.
take your money when you buy it. So, good diet. Awesome.
What do you think, Drac?
Sure, I have no idea.
Spell point light.
Spell point
Spell
light.
point light, exactly.
With added splenda. Yeah. We are going to move on then. We do have our official screenshot of the week, though, in our Chronicle, and it is the Warforged Titan battles a smaller sibling in the 289th official DDO screenshot of the week. So that is a pretty cool screenshot, and I'm assuming that is from the Titan raid, I'm going to guess. Even though I've never actually ran it, you guys are probably not in this to see it, but
Is that the Titan raid?
that's what I was guessing, but I don't really know for sure.
Doesn't that look like the thing in the 12, one of the new ones? That has, you don't fight a Titan, but there's a Titan, you do fight a Titan in the center, but you're really fighting one of those.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, but no, that doesn't.
No, that looks like Titan Raid to me.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's what I just assumed.
Yeah, it's got the pillars, and one of them's broken.
Because I have never actually
yeah.
seen the Titan.
Yeah, and there's
a
a laser. See, you can see the laser in this
you're right.
photo as well.
It's been a very long time since I run that raid.
Let's take Dracula there. Oh, I said that in front of him.
No, I
dear
think
God.
we should take them
Yeah, you did,
into
see?
Fall of Truth
Yes!
on hard.
Spoilers.
Okay, you said yes way too excitedly. So now I'm very worried for my safety.
A 4-person Fall of Truth.
Should be. We did a 3-person, so spoilers.
So 4 should be a breeze.
They're planning my demise, people. See, this is what happens. Our store sales this week, the pre-sample of the week through October 13th, is a Greater Remove Negative Level Potion. You get one of those if you use the coupon code BACK2NORMAL. Once again, it's 1 per account, so choose wisely. We have 25% off character slots, questing tools, healing items, spell point potions, and stat buff potions, all in the DDO store this week. And I love that the vanity codes are back, because some of the vanity codes they've come up with are pretty amusing. Mm-hmm. Like this week's Back to Normal. And we're going to move on from Dungeons & Dragons Online into From the Dungeon. Of course, this is where we talk about the role-playing tabletop games, mainly Dungeons & Dragons, but we do talk about some other things. First up, we do have a review of the 13th Age RPG that I did. Are either one of you familiar with the 13th Age RPG?
No.
It is a RPG that is published by Pelgrane Press, and it was actually co-designed by Rob Hennessy and Jonathan Tweet. And those names may or may not be familiar to you because they were very involved in D&D 3.5 and also the version of D&D that should not be named. And they also did some other games, but they are basically responsible for 3.5 and the version that shall not be named. And what they did is they kind of took, and this is going to pain me to say this, the best parts of 3.5, which there was a lot of good parts in 3.5, and allegedly the best parts of the edition that should not be named. And they combined them into a D20 role-playing game, and they called it 13th Age. And
Okay.
13th Age is all about the storytelling and role-playing. If you want an RPG...
This sounds like me.
Yeah, exactly. When I was reading this PDF, I thought, I have to tell you about this because this screams you, Lessa. It really does. Because you build your characters, and then your characters grow as you go through the story, depending on what happens in your gameplay, and everything is revolving around the story and your character. Things could change. Like, as a GM, I could have a whole adventure crafted, and you could come in and do something that totally shakes everything up and changes the whole story, and then everything has to change because of one action that you did.
Nice.
So if you like storytelling and you like a lot of role-playing, check 13th Age out. And another nice thing about it is in character creation, you will have a one unique thing. And what that is just like it sounds, it's one unique thing about your character. So if I roll up an Elf Ranger, I'm not just going to be like every other Elf Ranger that just has different stats. I might be an Elf Ranger that is afraid to kill things. Or I could be an Elf Ranger that is afraid of heights, or afraid of the dark, or whatever. And it's up to you to pick that one unique thing. There's no... You know how in most role-playing games there will be like a table you can roll on if you need help finding something?
Mm-hmm.
In 13th Age, it's totally up to you because it's part of your story as your character. So it can be whatever... I mean, you could think of the oddest thing, the coolest thing, the strangest thing, whatever you want, that is your one unique thing. So that separates your character from every other character in the 13th Age world. So if you're looking for something a little different other than D&D to play at your tabletop game night, check out the 13th Age from Pelgrane Press. It's available on Amazon. You can get a hardback cover of it, or if you just want to opt for the the PDF version, you can check out Pelgrane's Press web store, or over on RPG Now. You can get the PDF only version. And we want to give a big thanks to Pelgrane Press for providing us with a review copy of the PDF for review. So does that sound like something you would be into, Lessa? Because I thought this sounds so much like you. Because I know we were talking about the whole LARP thing and,
Well, it would depend. I wouldn't want to play it by myself,
right.
Honestly.
Right. But it's just because, and I know you're big into the whole story aspect of everything and your character. So
yes.
So I thought, yeah, you got to check that out. And it's a pretty easy system to pick up too because it's based off a D20. So the rules, if you've ever played any other D20 based game, there's a few other different rules that they've added, but it's pretty simple to pick up and play. So check that out, 13th Age from Pelgrane Press. And with that, we're going to go into Gale Force 9, and they're showing off another one of their new Storm King Thunder's miniatures. And this time it is the Fire Giant Lord. Once again, another awesome mini. Stands, I was trying to see, about 4 inches tall is what it stands. And of course, once again, the picture I did put the unpainted and the painted picture up in the article on this. These do come unpainted, so keep that in mind. If you want it to look as cool as the painted one, you're going to have to paint the mini yourself, folks. And like all the other minis from Gale Force 9, limited to 1,500 pieces, and the MSRP is $40 for the Fire Giant Lord. And I must admit, they are getting better and better with their miniatures this time around for Storm King's Thunder. And I haven't been a big mini guy, but here lately, in my tabletop games, we've been playing with minis. And I'm really kind of starting to like playing with the whole miniature thing. Never been a big person for that, but I think it adds just a little bit more to the game. Do you guys, when you actually sit and play, not physically at a table, do you play with minis or not?
Yeah, at the tabletop, yes.
Yeah. Oh, do you? Yeah. See, I never was big into that, but Why do you like playing with minis versus not?
So I can
Any
see
reason
where everybody
why?
else is.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. And in my group of friends that I normally DM for, that we have one guy that was kind of disengaged from everything, and it seems like he got bored really quick. So I was talking to one of my other friends, and he said, well, maybe if we try it with minis, that might bring him in more because he'll actually be more active in the combat, and just like you said, he'll see where everybody is. And I think that helped, actually. So that's why I started playing with them again. And there's just some awesome miniatures out there, too. Now, have you ever painted a mini before?
No, but I have an interesting story about this. I play in an old school AD&D tabletop game every once in a while with my son, and where my husband is the DM for that, and we play with some friends. And my son plays a druid, and he decided he was going to charm this giant spider we were fighting, and we had chopped off all the spider's legs except one, but he charmed the spider anyway. So so you have this one-legged spider hopping around with like 2 hit points following you now, and he
Poor
made
spider.
a miniature of the spider to follow him around on the board.
No.
Yeah. So the DM spent all the rest of the time throwing mobs at us trying to kill that spider. He just couldn't tolerate. And he did, and the spider finally died, and then we found a group of rats, and so my son charmed one of the rats. And now he has a rat.
That
Super
sounds like
cute.
a typical druid.
Yep.
That's awesome. I can't believe he had a mini for that. Did the mini have
little one-legged mini.
one leg too?
Yep.
Okay, that's awesome. Let's move into the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, which is now available on Steam. You might remember us talking about this way back in August, right before Gen Con. This was announced it was coming out. Of course, this is the digital reimagining of the classic adventure game book that was written by Steve Jackson and Ian Livingston. Tin Man Games is bringing this closer to you than ever because it is the digital version. It is available on Steam. It does feature a rich interactive 3D map, collectible digital miniatures, and an updated combat system and new abilities to explore Firetop Mountain with multiple characters in truly vast, stunning 3D. Did any of you ever play any of the adventure book systems from Steve Jackson Games that this is based on?
No.
No, I'm sorry.
It was based back in 1992. There was a Fighting Fantasy is the series of books that came out, and I never actually I want to say I had one of them, but it wasn't Warlock of Firetop Mountain. I don't remember which one I had, but they were bigger in England than they were here for some reason. I do remember that, but this is pretty awesome. The teaser trailer I put up of it looks pretty good. It's 3D. It's great. If you're into the original books, you might want to check this out. Said it is available on Steam now, and look for a full review from us coming soon because they sent me a review copy of it, so I'm going to give it a playthrough and see what I think. So look for that here soon on DDO Players. And then finally, from the dungeon, we're going to wrap it out with the Eye of the Beholder, which is a new Dungeons & Dragons art documentary. And one of the best things about Dungeons & Dragons, I think, throughout the ages has been the art that has been in the books. And how many of you have just spent hours and hours just thumbing through the Monster Manual or the Player's Handbook looking at the amazing art? I know I have. I'm sure all of us has done that. Well, now there's going to be a new documentary out for those that like the art. It's going to feature interviews from artists who have contributed to the rulebooks and all the other material that D&D has had over the years. Once again, it's called The Eye of the Beholder, The Art of Dungeons & Dragons, and it's coming to us from X-Ray Films and Cave Girl Productions, and they are doing a lot of interviews with some of the old TSR people. So you're going to get some stories and some great insight on how they did the art way back at the beginning up to today. Look for this early next year, and I did send them an email because on their site that I went to, There was nowhere that it was stated how this was going to be released. I'm assuming it's going to be an online like stream thing that you rent, but I don't know for sure. So I do know they did talk about some film festivals that they might submit it to. So I don't know if that's the only two ways you're going to be able to see it, but I would assume it's going to be available to purchase and buy online as well. I don't know if they're going to make DVDs of it, but I'm waiting to hear back from them. But I did link the official site for it. It looks pretty good. The teaser trailer looks awesome as well. It's called The Eye of the Beholder, The Art of Dungeons and Dragons, and I like their little logo for it too, because the O and Beholder, they actually have a little eye, which I thought was kind of a nice touch. And I want to thank our reader, Drac Barefeet, for sending the tip on this, because I had no idea about this until he pointed me towards it. So thank you very much. See, our readers of our site are awesome, because they send us cool things like that. Well, let's move on to the tabletop, where we talk about the latest news in tabletop gaming. Not a lot this week, but we did find out the Mutant Chronicles Siege of the Citadel, that Kickstarter, recently ended, and we did have an interview with the creator Chris Birch of that, if you did not listen to that yet. But Modipius Entertainment did announce that they are going to partner with Fantasy Flight Games for the global publishing and retail distribution of the game. So that should make the game a little easier to get and available in more places. So look for that soon. They're saying it should be quarter 4 of 2017 when it's going to go into wide release. They are, of course, going to deliver to the Kickstarter backers first. So if you didn't back the Kickstarter and you want to get in retail or what have you, Mutant Chronicles Siege of the Citadel, Modipius, and Fantasy Flight Games joining forces to get that out to more people. And we have a Doctor Who time game coming. It's Doctor Who Time Clash card game, and that's coming from Cubicle 7. And I know all of us here are Doctor Who fans, and I see you're just agreeing with me.
Sorry, especially Sama. I was saying that. I was muted. I was like, especially Sama. She would probably play this.
Probably.
I bet she would. The game is going to have players taking the opposing sides in the conflict between the 12th Doctor and the Daleks for the fate of the universe. Players are going to play cards representing plans, threats, tech, and quips to stack representing the time of the struggle. The Doctor's companion and enemies will influence both sides. Also, are going to compete to control the Doctor's location, which can activate or deactivate crucial powers. And the game is going to be available soon. It is going to debut at the Essen convention in Germany, which is coming up this weekend, actually. And it's for 2 to 4 players, and $29.99 is the retail price on that. And it will be available soon in your friendly local game stores and also at Amazon soon. They said probably within a couple months after its Essen debut. So that is Doctor Who Time Clash. It sounds pretty cool. I'm kind of interested in playing this because I do like Doctor Who. And I played one other Doctor Who card game that was really fun, but I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it.
Must not have been that fun.
Nope.
Yeah, well, it was, but it was like a long time ago. So I'm kind of looking forward to this one. Once again, coming from Cubicle 7.
Well, aren't you a DM? Aren't you a tabletop DM?
Mm-hmm.
Are you still running the game from hell for your players?
Yes, I am. I'm still trying to kill them, and they're still alive.
Yeah. Tell us more about it.
Tell you more about my idiot friends that refuse to die?
Yeah. Yes, that is exactly the situation I find myself in as well. But it's you're playing at the table, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, the game that I'm in every 3 weeks is fantasy. We're doing it through Fantasy Grounds.
Okay.
So
I love Fantasy Grounds.
Virtual tabletop. Yeah. And it is so much fun. And our DM, he cries. Every week we make him cry. Well, he did so much prep, and he had this wonderful powerful wizard that was going to come and crush us all. We caught the wizard when he was in bed asleep, and we stabbed him to death before he even woke up. He didn't get a chance to even get out of bed. And then there was another wizard waiting for us on the next floor of the building when we went to clean it out, and we locked him in his own bedroom while we dealt with all the minions.
God, you sound just like my friends.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then our
sounds
monk
like my
had a
friends.
ready action, and as soon as we opened the door, the monk popped in there and just pump, bam, bam, crit. And then that was it. The dude was dead.
Yeah,
He never got to shoot a spell at us. It was terrible.
See, that's why you don't plan that much ahead. I've learned that the hard way. Because I used to have like all this elaborate stuff planned out. I mean, I had like things ready to go. I had the whole story planned out. I had, okay, they're going to go from here to here to here. They're going to go here. No, it never happens that way.
And the players, they just ruined your day.
They did. Because everybody remembers the cliff incident in Ravenloft, which I think will live on forever in the history of the show. If you don't remember what I'm talking about, before Ravenloft was actually officially available in 5e, before the Curse of Strahd came out, I took the original i6 Ravenloft and I converted it myself to 5e. And I was running it just like the original Ravenloft, but of course it was in the 5e, so there was some slight changes. And my players got to just outside of Castle Ravenloft. They were trying to get in Castle Ravenloft, and they were exploring the grounds, and they found a little overlook that looked out down the mountain down into the village of Barovia. Well, one of them rolled like extremely good because they were doing a search roll, and I think he got like a natural 20 actually. So, stupid me, I just off the cuff said, well, about 150 feet down, you notice there is a little small ledge, and there is a small light that you can see. Well, see, that was my mistake. Why would I say that? Because you know what they did after I said that. Well, let's climb down there. I'm like,
they gotta know what that light is.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm like, it's 150 foot down, a sheer cliff. How are you going to get down there? Well, I will give them credit for the ingenious way they got down there, but I'm just thinking. So then they actually managed to get down there. So then I had to make everything up because they weren't supposed to be there.
Them to go that way.
Exactly. They weren't supposed to be there. I mean, they kind of ended up where they were supposed to be anyway after a while, but no, you're not supposed to go that way. That's just like a pretty thing to look at. You don't go for that shiny that. Well, they went for the shiny. Yeah,
they just went right there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like But the funniest thing though, as soon as I said it, I was just like, "You dummy! Why did you just say that?" Because just like within a half a second after I said that, well, we want to climb down there, and I'm like, "Oh God, no!" So yeah. I'm still trying to kill them. So yeah.
Good.
But
continue.
But thanks for bringing that up.
Okay,
though.
you're welcome. Painful memories.
Painful. Stupid players. Yeah. They and then they have nicknamed themselves. They are now officially called the Undm'ables because of the stupid crap they do. So
that's a great name.
That is a great name.
And you're their DM.
And I am their DM. Yep. And they have actually threatened to get T-shirts printed up that says, I am the Undm'able. So yeah, we'll see. And a couple of them, we always go to Gen Con every year, so they were like, we're going to get shirts made, and we're going to walk around Gen Con with that, and people are going to ask us, and we're going to tell them the whole story. And then people are going to come up to you and say, oh my God, I am so sorry. I am so sorry you have to DM for them. And I'm like, I am too, every time I have to DM for them. But you're friends. What are you going to do, right?
What are you going to do? Try to kill them. That's what you do with your friends.
And I do. Every time we play, and I failed so far, so we'll see. They're kind of in a bind right now because we're actually doing Curse of Strahd and we're doing Death House, and it's not looking good for them right now. So we'll see what they come up with. I'm sure they'll come up with something stupid to do. They always do. But speaking of fun things to do, what are the damsels doing? What's coming up in the world of the damsels, and what have you guys been up to? Tell me all. Tell all. Everybody wants to know. It's the Damsels Tell-All now.
Is it the Damsels Tell-All?
It
We
is.
successfully defeated the Fall of Truth raid, 3-man style.
Person.
I have to tip my hat to Saba Jade, and it's a hat with a plume in it, by the way.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Why would it not be?
Why would I not play a dandy, ever? So, Saba Jade was so patient in that raid, telling us what we should do, where we're supposed to be, helping adjust, not getting angry, not yelling at us. I was just shocked.
Okay.
Shocked that I didn't yell?
Yeah.
I have to call shenanigans on this.
Hey.
She was very patient. It was like, imagine you have taken a class of kindergartners to a fine art museum and you tell them not to touch anything or run. And what's the first thing they're going to do? They're going to touch things, they're going to run. This is us in the Fall of Truth raid with Saba.
I thought it went really well.
It did go well. We did it. We got it done. We just need to do it again, I think, because I need more commendations of heroism. Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, right. Experience, whatever. Yeah.
Well, that way when you join a real, with other people, you won't be
Then I'll know. Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yep.
And you can kite the undead skeletons, the dragons.
Yep. I'm all about it.
But what do you have to take off before you start shooting anything in the Fall of Truth raid?
Your precise shots.
Yeah, improve precise shot, yeah.
So that you don't shoot through other things and bring them to you. Yeah, hard way. Learn that. Yeah.
So what level, epic level character do you have there, Drac?
20. My wolf block on Argo is still over 20.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Let me look at your characters.
That's the one we should take into the Titan.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But he has a long way to go before he can get Fall of Truth.
Coming up for the Damsels is taking Draculetta to the Titan.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about this whole hazing thing, too, that got going on, but that's...
The hazing of Draculetta. I came up with that name. You're welcome.
I don't consider it hazing. I consider it him learning new quests in the game, right? No.
I don't think Lessa sees it that way.
I
think Lessa sees it totally different.
So we're on tomorrow night, and I think we're going to do part 2 of the Slavers, right?
Yeah, I believe
with our level 8 characters.
Yep, with our babies. Yeah. And Mythery playing the Ranger. She does a fantastic job.
We're all weird characters,
I watched the first episode that you guys did last time you played of that, and I was impressed at Myth and being the Ranger because she is... first of all, I couldn't believe you actually talked her into not playing a spellcaster. That was the first thing that was amazing to me. So how did that conversation go?
I don't know. I didn't tell her not.
Well, she started out playing either a fighter or a ranger, and she was a Tempest Ranger at the time. So she's used to doing melee and ranged characters. And
really?
Then she found Sorcerer, and then she couldn't stop playing the Sorcerer. But I think she likes Rangers.
So what do you guys think of the whole Slave Lord so far? I know you've only actually done the first section so far, but...
I like them.
I like it.
I think they're fun quests.
Yeah. Just be careful that you don't lose track of those switches, because you'll spend the rest of the quest looking for it.
So yes, you will.
Yeah.
Are you going to do the whole grind for...
No.
I don't know.
Crafting?
Probably not.
No, I'm not going to do that kind of... I'm going to do Cannith crafting.
See, and that was kind of weird to me that they released both of those at the same time. I mean,
well, because some people like Cannith crafting and some people like doing quests over and over and over to get better gear. I think pieces of the new stuff will be better than what you can Cannith craft, but I like being able to Cannith craft to get things right exactly where I want them and how I want them on what piece of equipment.
And from what I can tell, I've only ran them a few times, so I haven't ran them a lot, but it seems like the drop rate is okay on the stuff you need, so it is a bit of a grind, but it's not like a total slog grind like I think the temple was. Because I was going to craft the temple stuff until I actually figured out how long it was going to take me to get all the mushrooms I needed, and then I was like, yeah, that ain't happening. So this seems like it's a little better.
Oh, I don't know. We were figuring it would take 100 runs. We could have been off. Not Les and I, but Zazo Martel and I when we did Epic Elites. Even at that, it seemed like it was going to take a long time to collect enough stuff.
Yeah, see, I didn't think it would take that long, but maybe it would. It seems like there's a thread on the forum that somebody has like a spreadsheet that is like figuring out the average drop rates of stuff, which God bless you for actually figuring all that out. But I don't think it's, well, I don't know. I'll have to look at that post again and see.
I don't really like running something over and over and over again trying to get stuff, though, which is why I never did the one you just talked about, Temple Elemental Evil.
Temple, yeah. Yeah, that Temple Mushroom Grind is just insane.
But I don't mind collecting collectibles as I do different quests, you know?
Right, exactly. So anything else you guys want to talk about the damsels?
Nope, we'll be on tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
At 1 Central Standard Time.
1 a.m.
1 a.m., yes.
Nope.
So,
PM.
not this morning. So it'll be Wednesday, 1 Central a.m. Central Standard Time. We have to get with the new time zone.
That's right. Saba moved. Saba moved.
That's right.
So now two of us are in a different time zone. Now Mythery has to adjust, and she hates it.
She does.
Poor Myth. Myth is the lone one out in
That's
Pacific
right.
now.
Yep.
And that, of course, is on the official DDO stream channel.
Yes. And then we have our after action report. Same time the day after on Lessa's stream, which is Lessa 101, Twitch TV.
Awesome. Well, once again, I have said this before, and I really, really mean it. I enjoy watching you guys because you have such great chemistry with each other. It's just so fun to watch you. And, of course, listen to your After Action podcast, too. Yeah,
we have a lot of fun.
And it's also fun playing with you guys, too. I think I literally can say, and be totally honest about it, the most fun I have ever had in DDO is when I've been playing something with all of you.
And complaining about it the whole time.
And complaining about it the whole time.
I remember walking into the Temple of Elemental Evil on Caneth, was it?
Yep.
With you guys, and Drac was like, I haven't missed you.
That's right.
As soon as I walked in, I died.
Yeah, that was a fun time. I wish we would have been streaming that because that was so fun.
We were going to try that again this week, though, right?
Yeah, I think we are, yeah.
Unless and whenever you're done with your regular group, come join us.
With Narcolicious.
Yes.
Yeah, that was.
And we won't do Elite this time. That was a bit much for our characters.
Well, the rule is you play with Saba, you run it on Elite.
It's true. This is my impression. Did I do this trap? Yes. Boom.
No, we did die a couple times. It was fun. But remember, we went through this one door. Somebody went first. And I said, remember, when you go through a door, don't move, right? And I didn't realize that through this one door in the quest, it doesn't matter whether you move or not. They know you're there as soon as you go through the door. Because Zazo Martel and I did it not too long after that on Epic Elite. And we went through the door and we got swamped. And it's like, oh, no wonder we died in our little characters. So I do apologize for thinking you guys messed it up, but you didn't.
Yeah, that as I said, I think last week on the podcast, the Temple on Elite is no joke.
Yeah.
Because those guys hit hard, and there is tons of them. And it seems like they multiply quickly. I don't know where they all come from.
Out and about.
Holy crap, there's a lot of people in the temple, so yeah.
There is. Martel and Zazo and I get through it because I'm a rogue shuriken thrower. Zazo is a moncture, and Martel is a warlock. So he basically gets a aggro, and Zazo and I just pelt things that are surrounding him, which is how we get through quests. I think if we were melee, it would be a lot tougher, or all ranged, it would be a lot tougher, like we are in our little group.
And our Thursday group is kind of weird because we're all ranged, which we just kind of discovered by accident that we're all ranged people. So it makes for some interesting things at times.
Well, eventually it's going to be where the things aren't even going to get to us; they're going to be dead. As they're coming down the hallway.
Right.
They'll all be dead before they get to whoever we are. But we're going to try that again on Thursday.
And maybe I might stream it. I'm trying to see. I'm having some issues with OBS right now. Ever since I upgraded to Windows 10, OBS is not wanting to cooperate with me. It's just, I'm having some issues. So it may or may not be streamed. But if it will, it'll be on my Twitch channel, which I will link in the show notes, and I will tweet it out. So if you follow me on Twitter, you may or may not get to see us run the temple. That is my plan to get it working so we can actually stream it, if you guys are okay with it. I figured you would be, because you're all used to being streamed.
You got to ask Rent. He's not used to being streamed.
He's such a voyeur prima donna. He'll love it.
I need to get him on the podcast, too. Mental note, get Rent on here. Let's segue in then to our week in gaming. I guess I will start. I, of course, over on Kenneth, running my Shader Kai, still at level 19. Still doing Grim and Barrett, trying to get that stupid quiver for my Ranger, which was the one I play on Thursday nights. Yeah, still not getting the quiver. I'm stupid quiver.
You're trying
stupid
too hard.
RNG. You think? Really? You think that's the problem? I'm trying too hard?
Exactly.
Why would it be I'm trying too hard?
I don't know. I have a couple quivers.
I have a couple quivers.
Oh, and I just go in to have fun. I don't go in to find the quiver.
You want it too badly. That's
what
it
is. Oh, is that what it is?
And it could have something to do with my email to the dev saying, Drac really wants this. This is his character on Kenneth.
Can we, bump the drop rate way low for
just for his character? Yes.
But I'm telling you, I'm going to open an Ivy Helix store, though, because I have so many of those. So if we could, make them unbound, that would be great, because then I could, get rid of all of them. So can we get on that, Turbine, please? Thank you. Or maybe if I give you 100 of those, can I get a quiver? I think 100 Ivy Helix equals 1 quiver to me. That sounds good, right?
That's a bit low.
I bet you I have at least 100. It seems like every time a named item drops, it's that stupid Ivy Helix. And I'm like, seriously, is it too much to ask for 1 quiver? Just want 1. All I want is 1.
Eventually.
I wish I would have kept, because the first time on my other Ranger, I want to say it took me about 150 runs to get it. And I bet now I'm probably at about 75. So maybe if I get over the 100 mark, I'll get it. I don't know. But as I said before, on the plus side, I know that quest real well now.
Good.
I can almost do that quest with my eyes closed. It's like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And I used to, do everything and, do the optionals, but now I'm like, nope, I'm just going to, run. I'm just going to get dungeon alerts. I'm going to get all these guys together. I'm just going to take care of them. And then I'm just going to get this over with. So, yeah, crazy. And then I have a level 10 rogue that I'm running with my friend who is a wizard. We are questing in House Duresco right now. We did the Enemy Within, and I had forgot how fun that quest was. That's
you like
one of
that
them
one?
I do like that one,
That's
actually.
a good roguey quest, though.
It is, and I think that's why I like it, because I'm a rogue, so yeah.
So you didn't get your brains eaten?
I did not.
Good.
But I had forgot there was mind flayers in that, though. Spoiler alert, everybody.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. And that was the first time my friend, who actually just started playing not too long ago, that was the first time he actually got to fight a mind flayer, so that was pretty exciting for him. But yeah, I do like that quest, though. And that's another one. There's a few quests that I run. It's usually with him that I forget about, and then I'm running them, and I'm like, I really like this quest. Why don't I run this quest more often? That is a long quest, though. That is a really long quest. It's fun, though. And then the only other thing I did over on Kenneth is my level 11 rogue that I run with Pine Leaf. Poor Pine Leaf has never been out to the Menectarian Desert, so I took him out to the desert.
Good.
Yeah.
Slathered him with sunscreen, took him out to the desert, did some questing.
And I may or may not have laughed every time that he got Mummy Rod.
Oh.
Carry the pots.
Yep.
That's what I told him. I'm like, you need pots, my friend. Lots of pots. But yeah, it's just kind of funny because it's been a while since we've done anything that had mummies in it, and for some reason, poor Pine Leaf gets mummy rot. If there's a mummy within 100 feet of him, he will get mummy rot. I won't get it at all, but he'll get it every stinking time. And every time we faced a mummy, he got mummy rot. And yes, I laughed out loud at him. I don't think he appreciated it, but I thought it was funny. We did just the walk-up quest. That's the Chamber of Karash, Chamber of Ramat, and the Purge of the Fallen Shrine. And I like all those quests. So yeah, we're getting ready to do the other ones, and I told him we're going to save Wiz King for last because I can't say that I dislike Wiz King. It's not my favorite quest
please, say it.
In the world to run.
What's wrong with
No,
Wiz
see,
King?
I've learned that I don't say I dislike quests. Because bad things happen when I say that with you people.
Wiz King is fun.
It's fun, but it's I can't quite put my thumb on it why I don't like it real well.
You just said you didn't like it.
He said it.
No, I said...
Put it in the queue!
Dang it! Dang it. Damsels.
Drac.
It's your fault,
You.
all of you.
Damsels.
Damsels.
That's what he said. I heard him.
Yeah, I know, right?
Maybe. It's... Oh, shoot, it's recorded. Dang it. Okay, nobody listened to, like, the... See, but I added the podcast, so I could take all this out.
You can.
And then nobody could ever hear that.
Yeah, but we have an audience here.
I know. Witnesses.
What do you plan on doing with them?
See, you and your logic. Fine.
And Dang wants to know, so when you took Pineleaf out to the desert, did you leave him there? Is that where Pineleaf is?
That's where Pineleaf is. He's still in the desert with mummy rot.
He might be aimlessly wandering around the desert with mummy rot, trying to get out. That could be. I may or may not have done that. Poor Pineleaf. I am so mean to Pineleaf. And then I told Saba when we started playing Thursday night, I said, playing with the damsels have, like, spoiled me. I'm getting to the point where Pineleaf takes too long in quest now. And I like, told him that, and I said, this is all the damsels' fault. I blame the damsels for this.
What did he say?
I'm like, he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, you take too long. I mean, I understand you're, like, seeing this stuff for the first time. That's cool. You want to read the quest tags. I don't have a problem with that. But, oh my gosh, is he slow. And I'm like, I'm finally to the point now where I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go up in this other room and do this thing, and then I'll wait for you to get in this room with me. So, yes, you have spoiled me.
I think we
you.
go kind of slow at times, don't you?
Yeah, I think.
Well, yes and no. There's times when you don't go slow. Now, Bonnie's the Zerger.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we were Zergers when we play.
No. I get, when I play with Bonnie, I get confused because I'm like, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know where we're at. I'm just hoping I can keep up with you. So I'm not saying you have to go that fast. But, oh, poor Pineleaf. He is so slow in quest. And then the other thing, and I really should, like, stream when Pineleaf and I play, because Pineleaf has this thing where, if you don't know, Pineleaf has a YouTube channel.
Right.
And he does, like, a lot of Lotro gameplay and Minecraft gameplay. Well, I think he forgets that he's not, like, doing a YouTube video, and he kind of, like, acts out all the dialogue.
Okay.
So I'm, like, sitting here listening to him, like, act out dialogue for a quest, and I'm like, dude, can you just read it? Do you have to act it out? But yeah, it's funny. And I just said, this is the damsel's fault. This really is. So see, I blame you for lots of things, even when you're not there.
We can take it. As somebody famously said yesterday, when somebody slings mud, you go high.
Wow. Right.
If I say this quite often, but if people are interested in Minecraft and haven't checked out Pineleaf's Minecraft channel, he's got some
amazing
gems in there.
He does.
I've shown my family who have no interest in Minecraft some of his episodes, and they're just great. They love them. All right.
Pineleaf is a very unique individual. I will just put it that way. Pineleaf is pretty amazing, actually. So, thankfully, he, like, puts up with me zerging ahead of him at times, because I just get to the point where I'm like, dude, I have to, like, just go. I can't stand here any longer. Oh, poor Pineleaf.
Circles.
Then the only other thing I did is over on Sorolona, I have a level 10 rogue that I'm actually running with Patrick from DDO Cast. We play every now and again. It's not really a static group per se, but we just kind of casually play, and whenever we have some time, we played this week, and actually Steiner Davian joined us. So that was kind of fun. That was the first time I actually ever got to play with Steiner. So I had some fun. We did the Ruins of Thurnal. We're doing that. We did the western and the eastern sides on Elite, because once again, it's kind of like the Saba role. When you play with Patrick, you have to play on Elite. So, see, I'm learning how to play Elite really well, because you people make me do it all the time. And then we did the Thurnal Arena as well. And it has been so long since I ran the Thurnal quest chains, I completely forgot anything about them.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think I've only ever ran them, like, once maybe twice.
Get the cloak, the mantle.
Yep, that's what. And then we were about in I think the second one in the western side, and I said, "Oh, hey, this is where you can get the mantle of the World Shaper, isn't it?" So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna finish that at some point. So that was my week in gaming. How about you, Saba? What were you up to?
Well, I played a couple different characters. Sydney, who's my completionist, she was finishing up her Warlock life, which is her last life to be completionist. So I did Whiz King runs, which are really good XP. And then I did Orchard Slayers, which are fantastic. That's fantastic XP. And then I TR'd her back to level 1, ran around Korthos Village doing those quests, and then did Corlorn Favor for her backpack slot, and then House K Favor to get her started on her bank slot. And then Myth and I, we played our epic characters. We did Creeping Death, one of the 2 flagging quests for Epic Shroud, and we're going to do the other one so that she'll be Epic Shroud ready. And that is what I've done this week. I've been working on Sid mostly.
How was Creeping Death?
We did it on normal, so it was fairly simple. And it was nice because I've only run it on Epic Elite with the guys, right? So usually in a group, because I've done it Pugs as well, I didn't know where the switches were, that you had I never got to do the puzzle before, so this time I was doing all the stuff. So I told Myth she has to take you in, and she will do all the stuff while you learn what it's all about if you haven't done it before.
Oh, no, I haven't.
That's, like they say in science, see one, do one, teach one.
Is that what they say?
Yes, they do.
I wouldn't know.
Do they really?
I'm not a scientist.
Yes.
Okay, I'll believe you.
Mostly talking about surgeries, but yes. So, Lisa, what did you do this week?
Oh, right on. Yeah. Not as much as you guys. I've been trying to avoid death in Patrick's DDO Kersplat group, and we've been trying to 6-star the challenges, the one that's at cap out at level 15. And
okay.
And once again, just let me state for the record, you have to watch this on Tuesday nights. It is so enjoyable to watch. It's the strangest permadeath group you will ever see in your life.
I've never been in a permadeath group where we actively try to kill each other.
But you guys have so much fun. It is so much fun to watch.
If you guys played, all of you played Necromancers, you'd already beat dead, so would you still
that's a good question.
worry about death?
No, I mean, you'd be perma-dead already.
Exactly.
So done. Job done. Quest over. All right, and the Sitting Ducks, my epic level permadeath group that I play with in Sublime. We went all the way to 28 before the level cap increased, and now we're doing our run through again after our epic TR. So we're trying to do most everything on Epic Elite, and we finished Giant Hold Epic Elite, and that was really fun and very challenging, actually. We're level 23, 24 right now, so that's pretty cool. And I am level 18 and capped with my Permadeath Paladin in the PD Halls of Valhalla on Galanda, and because that guild has some kind of a little bit more involved rules, like if you're going to do challenges or if you're going to do a world event like the Crystal Cove or like the Night Revels, you have to be capped. So it's either cap at level 18, in other words, I'm holding level 20, or it's go to level 20 and then try to break my back capping to level 22, which is not going to happen. So, So I'm just waiting, just hanging out, chilling. Waiting for after the Night Revels event is over, then I'll start redoing epic quests with that character. This is her second life. We went all to 28, and then we did an epic TR, turned right around, did a regular heroic TR, and now we're going right all the way back up.
Are you going to keep doing that? Epic TR, heroic TR? Over and over?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Don't forget Iconics.
Oh, yeah.
And every time you iconic TR and go back to iconic, you get a heroic past life and an iconic past life.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to mention that to Daddy Narc, see what he thinks. I don't know if he'll approve.
Well, I like that. I did Gnome Warlocks and got lots of MRR as past lives. And as a rogue, which is what I did it on, she can use it. Okay, there's some dead air that going there.
I was like,
Drac.
I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. Drac, what are you doing, dude?
Well, I wasn't sure if you were done.
Yeah.
See, I was waiting. I was being polite and letting you finish. We currently have 23 supporters over on our Patreon. If you would like to help support DDO players, you can simply go to our donations page. There you can support the Players Alliance, our network on Patreon. You will also find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or you can even guest on an episode of this very podcast, DDO Players News. We received no iTunes reviews this week, but we would love your support there as well. So go over on iTunes and leave us a review. And once again, the reason why we say that is the more 5-star reviews that we get, the better off we will be in iTunes search results. So if somebody searches for DDO, we will show a little higher because we have more reviews. And we have no featured comments on the site this week, and also no emails this week. But if you would like to contact us via email, you may do so very easily at podcast@ddoplayers.com. You can also follow us on Twitter. The Players Alliance is @PlayersAlly. That's ALLY. DDO Players is @DDO Players. Myself, Draculetta, @Draculetta_72. Pineleaf Needles is @Pineleaf Needles. And, of course, you can follow our great guest over on Twitter. On Twitter? What? Twitter? Wow. Wow, it's getting late. Sabajade @Sabajade. And you can follow Lessa @Lessa. Also, you can check out Lessa's Twitch channel. And that's Twitch. At twitch.com/Lessa101. And also be sure to give them a follow over on the Damsels of DDO webpage. All of those will be linked in the show notes if you were not keeping notes. The Players Alliance does have other live shows on Monday nights, of course. Normally at 8:30 p.m. Eastern is the show DDO Players News. Every Thursday night at 9 p.m.-ish, we have XP Quest. Saturdays at 8:30 Eastern is our flagship show on the network, Lotro Players News. And the last Friday of every month at 8:30 p.m., it is Lotro Academy After School. To listen to this and other of our live shows, just head over to our live page, which can be found at ddoplayers.com/live. Do you guys have any other final thoughts before we sign off?
And Dang has a comment. Pineleaf would not have let that dead air happen. Desert Pineleaf would not have let that dead air happen.
That's right.
That's what you get for leaving him in the desert.
Well, you know, things happen sometimes.
And why is Lotro your flagship?
Because it was the first show on the network, and it actually used to be the only site on the network. Oh. And then I came along, and then all these other people.
And Draculetta happened.
That's right, Drac happened, and the network has never been the same since. So I guess that is our final thoughts. It means absolutely nothing, but hey, the show has been a little strange. Once again, I blame the damsels. All the damsels' fault. This happens every time you're on, but yet I let you back on every time. What is wrong with me?
Punishment. He loves
Something like that. I do. I love you guys. You're awesome. We are going to sign off for tonight. So this is episode 105 of DDO Players News. We're going to sign off. Pineleaf always has this cool little sign off he does. So I got to have one too. So I'm going to say, curse you, RNG.